From changing colleges to different organizations, I have learned and understood the power of human emotions, and I think that was this power that attracted me to the field of HR. My name is Gautam Rao. I have about 17 years of experience in the field of HR. I am no longer just an audience to some world-class stories. I'm a part of many interesting ones.
Your top 3 HR strategies for reducing attrition.
The 3 strategies that I would always follow to reduce attrition is: first, provide people with meaningful jobs; second, invest in their learning and development; and third, create a happy workplace.
Pick a fictional character for an ideal corporate trainer.
I think it will be Sherlock Holmes. The power of deduction, attention to details, sharp observations. I think it all is a perfect recipe for a good trainer.
How has learning and development contributed in business and industry growth?
I think, as I said, learning and development is the fuel, how you can create more leaders within the organization. Max Life is extremely proud about the fact that we have contributed to giving the industry many CXOs. We will continue to invest in our people, bring more leaders, both for our organization and for the industry.
Could you share a successful learning and development initiative?
Actually, very recently, we launched an initiative where we have appointed a learning marshal for each function. And that learning marshal is called Dronacharya. This person is responsible for ensuring 40 hours of learning by each person in the team. And we publish the leader dashboards so that there is competitive spirit. This way we have decentralized the entire learning agenda to the functions and to the entire organization. It is not just one department or one person who is driving this agenda. It's the collective spirit and effort of the organization.
How do you encourage employees to maintain a work-learning balance?
Have you ever seen a cricketer playing when Sachin Tendulkar is out there in the field? Is he actually playing or working? Well, there will be no right, straight answer to it. The moment you start learning on the job, or when you're learning, you're also working, you don't have to strike a balance. It just happens automatically.
One skill or competency you believe every employee should develop regardless of their role in the organization?
I think adaptability is one skill that everyone should develop. It is the foundation for all other skills to be built upon. In a changing business scenario and a business environment, one has to constantly stay agile and be abreast with the latest developments around you.
If you could magically grant every employee one superpower, what would it be?
It reminds me of that Rajnikant movie, I think Robot, where he just flips a book and he learns it. I think rapid learning is one superpower that I would want my employees to have.
What challenges do corporate learning and development teams encounter?
I think when you make learning and development agenda of one team, when you make a learning and development team, you have just boxed it to a very limited set of audience. An organization should never do that. I think you should decentralize learning, drive it through the management team, drive it through the supervisors, and it's only then you will see a true learning culture brewing in the organization. The mistake that most organizations make is that they box it as a responsibility of one team. That organizations should avoid.
How do you assess the success of learning and development initiatives?
I would say that I would relate it with the number of leaders that you create from within the organization. L&D initiatives in isolation, one intervention won't make much of a difference. But the moment there are significant efforts, a journey which is created, you get people ready for the next level jobs. And if you continue doing that, then people will move up the ladder in a very consistent manner, and you create more leaders for the organization in a given period of time.
Besides talent acquisition, how does HR contribute to organizational growth?
HR as a function has seen some change. We were earlier a cost function back in 90s. Then we moved in early 2000s to being an enabler function. And right now as we speak, I think HR is as much a business function as any other function like a finance or a sales department. We take targets of top line and bottom line on our goal sheets, and that is what we are driving. So, I think we are a part of the organizational growth story anyways.
Name a course that everyone must take up at least once in their lifetime.
I think change management. The world is constantly evolving, and if you have to stay abreast with the world, like I mentioned in my earlier responses, adaptability. Change management is all about being, and that is one course that I would recommend everyone should undergo once in their lifetime.
If you had to describe your own leadership style, what would it be?
Situational leadership, different strokes for different folks. I think gone are those days when you used to spray and pray that your leadership style works with all. Each individual has a desire to be engaged in a particular manner, and that is what I think is the need of the hour and the way going forward.
What are the main 2-3 misconceptions people have about HR?
Well, I think people still think that we organize Rangoli competitions and we are contributing to 70% of the printer costs.
Personally, what's your work-learning proportion?
As I mentioned before, I think I am like that cricketer on the ground. There is no differentiation between work and learning. I am learning as I am doing my daily work, and while I am working, I am also learning new things. So there is no bifurcation in my life between work and learning.
What's the latest training program undertaken by you?
I am undergoing a coaching assignment right now, which means my organization has assigned me a coach, and I think that is a very, very deep experience that one should go once in a lifetime. You have to identify a right coach for yourself, and the coach works on the roots and not at a surface level. I think that is something that I am cherishing right now, and that's my latest learning intervention.
One team building activity that will help enhance collaboration and communication skills.
I don't know if you have ever underwent a mystery room activity. I think it is one of the most fascinating and exciting games that I have ever been to. It just pushes you to think new, think laterally, question assumptions, look for clues around how you can pick up and move forward. I think that is one team building activity that I would recommend all organizations to do for their employees.
What is the most satisfying part of your job?
I won't say satisfying. The most gratifying part of my job is making and bringing difference to lives of the individual around me. Thank you for making me a part of the Willpower Minutes. I think it was a very interesting and engaging conversation on how we can bring some more thought leadership and focus on the new era of learning and development.